going to start talking about Sean Gunn playing Maxwell Lord. I do not know how I feel about this casting, but let's discuss. But before I do that, let's talk about my layout. This is not real. This is all AI. This is what it looks like. Magic of AI. You guys know that I'm in the process of moving, so I kind of have to wing it a little bit before I start doing my live stream and finish my entire setup. All right, so let's talk about this Sean Gunn thing. I know a lot of people want to make arguments about nepotism, and I can see the point. It's a valid point. And if you feel strongly about it, I get it. I understand. I do not have a problem with nepotism. I don't have a problem with people hiring family members to work with them. I do not have an issue with that, because if you're an adult, you know that probably 90% or 80% of the jobs that you acquire, or the best jobs that you ever land in, are given to you by somebody you know, a friend of yours, a family member. So I do not never had a problem with this whole thing about the nepotism, but I can see the optics. I can understand the optics. I can understand why people would say something negative about it. I do not like the casting because I do not know enough about Sean Gunn as an actor. That's the only issue that I have. I don't know if he's a great actor. He might be doing something amazing with his role, and I do not know. And so I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic about him playing this role. But what I really want to dive into is, what does it mean to have Maxwell Lord in this universe? I know a lot of people kind of had an issue with the last iteration of Maxwell Lord, which was played by Pedro Pascal. I remember a lot of people kind of shitting on the character. I remember people taking shots at Pedro Pascal for the interpretation of this character. And all of a sudden, people who do not like the idea of Sean Gunn playing this character, saying that this is a downgrade, and all this stupid narrative that people like to drive every single week, because a lot of people have issues with James Gunn. Well, I want to say, you know what? I kind of understand why. Let's leave it at that. But the topic that I really want to dive into is, why Maxwell Lord? What does Maxwell Lord means to this universe? One of the things that we don't know is that if it's going to be just a cameo, or if it's going to be a setup for a future film. Remember that this film, even though it feels like it has a lot of character, it doesn't. Like, if you think about movies like Barbie or Oppenheimer, it has a huge list of A-list actors involved in those films. That doesn't take away from the main characters, whether it's Oppenheimer or Barbie. You watch this movie and you can feel that it's an Oppenheimer movie or it's a Barbie movie. So the argument about too many characters involved, to me, it feels a little bit befuddling, because the movie is supposed to be starting a whole new universe, but it's going to be in a universe where heroes and villains already exist. So it makes sense to have all these characters being involved in this film. But anyway, so going back to the whole thing about Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord is a character that is kind of everyman billionaire, I'm sorry. So it can be played by anybody. There's no specific look or feel to that character when you read him in the comic books. The history about this character, you guys, if you read anything where he's involved, he was one of the founding members. Well, he pretty much put together Justice League International. So what that tells me is that that he's gonna put that team together. Thinking about that, you already know that those characters are already gonna be in this DCU. Well, not Ted Kord. Well, we don't know yet, but I know we already have a Blue Beetle in this universe. So I don't know, maybe that's gonna be in that universe. But this is what I'm saying. So this character being in this universe, it means that, yeah, we're gonna get a Justice League International. We don't know, what does that mean. Does that mean that James Gunn is gonna go that route first? Which makes sense. Like, if that's right up his alley, to have a bunch of misfits that do not play well with each other and come together and kind of take them on a journey of growth where they can become a better version of themselves. I think that's what I feel that's the direction that he's gonna go in. So having that character means, okay, we're gonna get Justice League International, but at the same time, there's other even bigger stories. Like, if you can have a Maxwell Lord who creates the OMAX, or Maxwell Lord that brainwashed Superman to fight Wonder Woman, where Wonder Woman had to pretty much almost cut his Superman's neck off with her tiara, and then she put the lasso of truth around Maxwell Lord asking him if he's gonna let Superman go, and he told the truth. No, I'm gonna wait until he kills everybody, and that's when we already know what happened after that, when the infamous snap neck of Wonder Woman, what she did to Maxwell Lord. It's not a spoiler alert. This is like old stuff. So that's the only thing that I'm excited about this character. I'm excited for that. What can that character mean for the DCU as a whole? As far as the actor, I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic because I really don't know what this means. What if he's a great actor? If he can um, play that kind of role? I do not know what direction is he gonna go with this character, because now we're gonna have another one. We're gonna have also Lex Luthor, which was announced by James Gunn a couple of days ago, where Nicholas Hoult has been officially announced as Lex Luthor. Now, what does that mean? Lex Luthor, what kind of direction is he going to take it? Is how different is it going to be from the previous iterations? Is it how different it's going to be? I'm sure he's going to be way different from what we saw from J.C. Eisenberg, or what we've seen on the TV shows, or any of the 70s and 80s Superman films. I think he's gonna go into the genius intellect who like to dabble or experiment a lot. I think that's what he's gonna go with. And now going back to the idea of Nicholas Hoult playing Lex Luthor, now that I think about, I remember when they were doing the camera testing for the role of Superman. The rumor was that he was in the running for the role of Clark Kent Superman. But now that I'm thinking about it, nah, probably he was always testing for Lex Luthor. And James Gunn always wanted to see how those characters play along with each other. What's the chemistry? What's the static? How much of a presence they have in front of a camera when they're facing each other. So I think that's what happened during that little camera test and all those things going around. I think that he was never in the run, because even though I like him as an actor, I don't think he strikes me as a Superman or Clark Kent. I mean, he would have to bulk up, but he never struck me as a Clark Superman. But yeah, I like the casting. I enjoy the casting. Like I said, I have enjoyed every single casting up to this point. But and just to be fair, James Gunn said today, if he hasn't announced it himself, then it's not official. Because Deadline was the first one to report the whole thing about Nicholas Hoult. And Deadline was the first one to report the whole thing about Sean Gunn playing Maxwell Lord. So, but it hasn't been confirmed by James Gunn, so we don't know if it's 100%. I don't know if they're still working out the deals or the contract, and then he's gonna announce it. One thing is that he said that none of these characters are gonna be cameo. He hates the whole notion of having cameo. He called it cameo porn has ruined cinema, or CBMs, because it's true. Because people that go to see these movies, they go with the idea of who's going to be in there, who's going to be featured, who's going to be part of this film. And to me, that's a really, really bad idea, or bad reason to go and watch a film. I don't think I will ever watch a film just to see who else is in there. I want to see a film because it's a good story. I'm attracted to the characters, and I want to hear the story or see the story that is being portrayed on the silver screen. Anyway, so that's all I have for today. I'm gonna try to do a live stream this weekend, so make sure to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the castings announcement? If they are true, do you guys like the casting of Sean Gunn playing Maxwell Lord? If not, leave me a comment also. Let me know. Vent your frustration in this whole casting process for Superman Legacy. Until next time, guys, never let your nerd die. Peace.